Hey guys, so I wanted to show the farm that I've been running at level 50, and it's a good way to showcase some of the brute's power, some of the spec that I've been running, some of the Incarnates. It'll show it in action, and it's the build that I showcased in the previous video, which I'll put in some of the links. And I've definitely made some changes of some of the sets, pushed into the end game, been running pretty much all the content past week, done the trial, most of the trials. I think actually there's still things that I haven't done. I did a Lady Grey task force where I went down to Armageddon. It was really cool. So I'm just gonna go in and show you the full front to back experience. We'll see how long it takes me to do one full farm. And I'll also look at my infamy. So I'm at 4 million right now, and we'll see what it goes up to once I'm done. Now I'm gonna set it to +4 8-man setting. I'm gonna turn off that we are gonna have bosses, and I'm just gonna keep it elite bosses because the archvillains right now, the regen with the DPS output doesn't seem to be there, so gonna need to be thinking about some other things to try and solo an AVs. Just solo, it's really tough on the +4 setting. Alright, so I'm just gonna dive in. The quest that I do is Battle Maiden. You can progress this through on Maria Jenkins, I believe. Eventually get to Battle Maiden, I just don't complete it each time. Alright, so I'm just gonna dive in. Alright. Alright. So I'll just do a quick buff up. I like to start on this group right over here to the right. Real quick buff up. Nothing to see here. It's going to debuff, this AoE is going to debuff their damage by 50%. I'm going to get the pets out. Now I've got some fury built up. Good to start stomping. Always bust those inspirations as they come. There's really no reason to save them. Alright, and this is +4 8-man setting, so we get those large packs of mobs. And we're really just trying to go through, you know, cycle through our damage rotations. Now, the laser beam eyes is real nice, and I actually wanted to get it to test it out for PvP. But I have it slotted so that it's debuffing their defense by 30%. So anytime that they're going to try and inch out a buff to their defense or debuff my chance to hit, I have a way, and it actually works pretty good into the damage cycle. Alright, we've got lots of these little inspirations. Might as well just pop them. Clear them out for some of those big ones that come in. Let's just punch this guy right in the face. Boom. Boom. Right in the face. And look at that little summon. It's like a little spider. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna do that AoE, nerf their damage. I've almost got perma hasten. I think I need 1 or 2 more cooldown reductions. I'm almost there. You can see that it almost comes back. And now I'm gonna pop Ageless. And then now it should be coming back up. So it's about 10 seconds, I think. Yeah, a little bit less. 10 seconds maybe? So if I'm 10 seconds off, 3 minutes, what was that? 180 seconds, 10, so... Yeah, maybe it is like... Maybe it's like another 7.5% and then a 10%. I actually think I can manage that, but the problem is that I would have to lose. I'm right at that threshold where I really can't afford too much. You know, I'm really narrowed down to those last few slots. And I really like what I have slotted. I could potentially lose the 30% defense debuff from laser beam Ives, which I don't know if I'm willing to do until I practice in PvP. And I'm really hoping the PvP scene picks up here, because it's a good way, you know, to take a break. It's also a good way to find competition and go against other people and have some fun. I was really big into PvPing, and almost every single game that I've played, I've PvP'd in. And I used to play a lot of sports, so when I was, you know, when I was growing up, when I was a kid, and team sports, you know, you're helping your teammates out, you're working together, and when you're going against another team, when you're a kid, there's not really any animosity that you had, at least in my experience. I'm sure there was rivalries, but and I feel the same way about PvP here. I think there's probably lots of moments for frustration, certainly, but you know, I always had a lot of enjoyment out of it. I always had fun chatting with the guys and dueling, whatnot. So in all the games that I play, this idea that you can go against somebody, you know, in sort of like a sportsman-like fashion, and then not respect them after, and even like one match, you get people getting all salty. It's like, all right, people, it's just a game. We're just here to have some fun. Alright, so I'm just gonna pop, you know, this is the melee hybrid. The melee hybrid works really well for the Incarnates. With the Brute in general, the philosophy that I have is that, and the reason I started the Brute was essentially for PvP back in the day. But with the Brute, you have this really nice balance of, alright guy, my pet's getting knocked all over the place. Hey, kill that guy though. You know, with the Brute in PvP, you have really good defense, and your damage can scale really high while hiding behind that wall of, you know, not just defense, damage resistance, obviously, but and that was one of the reasons why I always liked the Brute, is that they can take a ton of punishment, and the longer the combat goes, the more dangerous they become. And if you leave them alone in the fray, they're going to just be building that fury up, and they're just going to come stomping over, right? And you can queue up those knockout blows. I mean, you'll come jumping through the air after somebody, queue that bad boy up, one shot a couple of the squishies. It's always fun. You know, you got the unstoppable cooldown. Some people don't necessarily like invulnerability because there's a gap in psionic the way it is, which I guess is the case for most specs, but you know, the invulnerability the unstoppable cooldown leaves you with like nothing, 1 HP or something. So you can be a little bit reliant on it, but I only usually, in PvP, I'm only usually using unstoppable when, watch, my endurance is going to go right back up, boom. And that's because I used Ageless, which is basically instantaneous, all the endurance you could possibly want, ever. Max endurance. And look at that, 96,000 influence, 76,000 experience, just over here soloing. Okay, let's do that explosion. Again, that explosion nerfs their damage by 50% for 30 seconds. 30 seconds. It's really good. Really good. I mean, there's really not much more you could ask, you know? The Brute is super tanky, but again, the damage, like, I mean, I'm clearing through this pretty quick right now. I have had time to build up the gear, so, but, I mean, this is just kind of showing what's possible. I think that in this game, there's definitely an efficiency that you can start to develop with yourself, and maybe some of the practice of the previous iteration of this game is where a lot of that efficiency can come from old players. And it's really a balance that you have to find, how you're going to be spending your Imperium merits, how you're going to be, you know, so let me mention that as you get to the higher veteran ranks, you're not going to be getting the same amount of Imperium merits. So you start out getting 20, and then it goes down to 15, and then 10, and then eventually, and then 5, and I don't know if it keeps going down or what, because I'm only at a certain veteran rank. And I saw a guy that was veteran rank 111, so he's going past 100 even. So I'm wondering if he's even still getting Imperium merits. And Imperium merits are how you're going to be building out your rare sets. Makes it easy to get the rare sets. You can do the ticket farms, but I actually haven't done any AE. I've done no Architect entertainment stuff. I only did that when I was like level 15, level 10, right around there for a couple levels here and there. Alright. Alright. Made do with that guy. And again, I should mention too, it's definitely, I mean, much faster to have a full group and be running farm missions. But in this game, it's all, like I said, it's about having that efficiency and figuring out a good balance with yourself on how to sell things, how to farm. Part of that is optimizing your time when you don't necessarily have a group or don't want to have a group and you're just kind of solo with yourself, or, you know, you can pop it open at lunchtime on your laptop or something at work, and you don't necessarily want to commit to anything. So one of the things you can do is just have some kind of a setup that allows you to go in and solo. Now you can set the difficulty to whatever you need. I'm just showing you right now the maximum possible setting minus the archvillain setting, obviously. And this is just what I do anytime in between I got, you know, downtime. It allows me to keep a constant flow of experience, contributing to my veteran rank coming in. It allows me to make really good influence. I also get recipe drops and stuff, salvage drops. And it was pretty fun progressing to the point where I could do this. It wasn't necessarily, I didn't level to 50 and then I could do this. I could not do this right when I got to 50. I had to really progress the Incarnates, progress my character spec, push those resistances up so that when Unstoppable is not being used, you're basically at the smashing cap anyways. Smashing and lethal. Okay. Let's finish this guy up. And you really can see I have all of this recharge reduction and hasten, and my endurance is max. That's because this Ageless Incarnate is awesome. I had the heal one. I still like the heal one a lot. It gives you a really good regen. It's good for group situations too, especially if you're light on healing. I was popping heals as the Brute. That doesn't even make any sense. It's great. You can fill lots of rolls. You'll see that dot right there going on all those guys. That's one of the other Incarnates. It reduces their damage resistance and it puts a fire dot on them. Yeah. I'm all for that kind of stuff. I love the passive procs. I mean, you go through so much of the game with nothing. So then having something like that eventually is always fun to utilize. Alright, guy, alright. And then it's funny because sometimes these bosses, they have this one attack that just starts hitting hard. Eventually these guys run in, they'll start shooting you. And you can kind of like spread out a little bit just to make sure that you can get that AoE hitting on all of them. I got negative energy, or not negative energy, it's Armageddon that's on Foot Stomp. So it's got a fire damage proc Those things definitely hit hard. Now, I should mention that Hurl is also in... I used to run Hurl. I actually might switch to Hurl for PvP explicitly, but we'll see how the testing goes. I wanted to use laser beam eyes on stalkers, or not stalkers, stalkers and scrappers specifically. Alright, take care of these guys. But Hurl is good because it actually can hit pretty hard as your rage or fury scales up. Knocks people out of the air. I have it set up where it should proc a hold. Let's see if it procs it. Huh. I guess I'll have to do further testing. I slotted something so it'll hold it. It's a level 54 boss. Maybe they can't really be held easily. I'm also in the market. I gotta figure out. I want to free up potentially 2 slots. I need 2 slots I gotta find somewhere so I can slot them somewhere else. Just so I can see how it performs with a couple of ideas. That's what it really the fun in this game kind of boils down to, that those tiny tweaks you end up making based on some ideas you have or how things are performing. Oh, I should mention too, a really nice thing that I use, if you go to powers and then click on combat attributes. So right here, this has all of your really detailed stat breakdowns. So you can see my max hit points, 1883. Recovery rate. Oh, I got a level, nice. Okay. To hit bonus, well above what it needs to be. Recharge bonus, you can see that. Now let's see when I pop Ageless. Does it affect that? Wait, my damage bonus. Damage bonus is up to 302. Just my 2 hit bonus. Recovery rate is pretty high. My recovery rate is really high. Wait. Damage bonus. Yeah. What was I looking for? Yeah, look at, you can see my resistances. 90%, 90%. This is a 70. No, this is with my toggles and stuff up right now. Psionic is up to, wow, 45. Oh, robust, 20%. There, 25% unbuffed. Psionic resist. So defense is all right. It's not really a defense spec though. Let's see if there's anything else noteworthy. Now my recharge time. Oh, there we go. So I need to get the recharge time up more. I'm going to use Hasten. It goes up to 132% recharge. You can watch the damage bonus scale up for a brute. Sort of as the fury is increasing. Oh, this guy was left back here. What are you doing, buddy? How about some laser beam eyes? Oh. I think I got everything over there. Alright, maybe I'll leave that right there just so we can see the... Oh, that's gonna bump around my buffs. Alright, that's enough of that. Anyways. It's like looking under the hood on a car that's running. It's hot rod. Engine is roaring. Listen to that purr. I have a good friend of mine that's really into cars, or he used to be. now he's in a competition shooting. He's in a competition paintballing. Now he's in a competition shooting. Competition cars. Competition kind of guy. You know, one of those guys. Likes competition. Alright, that's Battle Maiden. I gotta kill some of the generals though, I think, right? Should probably do that. Got a lot of bogeys here, guys. I really want those. These guys need to run into me. Alright, alright. Yeah. Is that Battlemaiden's running over to me? Alright, come on, guys. Oh, I can laser beam that guy. Boom! Now that would have been hurl if you go and hurl instead of laser beam. I would have thrown a rock at that guy's face. Alright. Alright. Calm down, people. Last... Oh, yeah. Anyways, this is kind of, you know, good showcase of the endgame setup and what you can get to with the Brute. You know, you're going to be able to solo pretty much anything you want. Oh, is this Battle Maiden? Oh, I didn't even notice you here. You're just kind of like a regular old mob. Oh, right in the face. Let's get Ageless again. Alright. 153,000, 192,000 influence. I'll have to check the time at what we're at. Almost done with the loop. You come back down and you don't pick up the collectible. Destroy the last weapon. So I should mention that's one of the issues with this taking pugs and lots of people in is somebody can accidentally grab that and you're kind of screwed. So your options are clear it, leave Battle Maiden, then kill Battle Maiden and walk out. Don't clear anything afterwards, but that's kind of why I keep this mission to a solo mission that I run. Some of my other supergroup mates, they'll use that map with the ninjas and the 20 portals, so you have 20 chances to not mess up. And there's certainly maps where they're not shooting crossbows sort of spread out like this, but luckily they're just spread out enough to where I can sort of AoE them down. And if ever you're on cooldown for the hybrid and you need to pop anything, pop a dull pain, boom. My hit points go up to 2775. And then now hybrid's back, and now I'm unkillable. I'll save my Void Explosion for the next pack, just to make it more time saving. Pop Ageless every single time it's up. Now, I should mention, that's not the cap. I was in a raid, the ITF, and my knockout blow hit for something like 1885 damage. So, this is on a level 54 mob solo, as my damage is scaling up. This knockout blow, this thing can go up some pretty high numbers. When you're at damage, when you're at the damage cap, I think I got my damage cap up to 675%. Damage increase the other night with a Firekin in group. Nice thing about super strength is it keeps them all CC'd so much. You just keep slamming into the ground. Nice and easy. Man, this game really has a great power creep. You really feel yourself contributing to your build, coming up with ideas, implementing them. This game definitely has lots of challenge with a lot of the resistances, a lot of the different mob types. We went against some pretty gnarly carnies the other night. Some mission. I was just setting missions to +4 8-man, and we were just taking in our team, just blindly going in and having fun. Didn't really pay attention to a farm map or anything like that, just trying to enjoy the game. I think I was looking for Percy Winkley. And we were going against some of those illusionists are really tough, and also just too because my psionic resistance is only 25%, which is high. It starts it's literally 0, I'm pretty sure. Starts at, alright, endurance back up to full. That was from Ageless, so we really don't need to worry about the endurance too much anymore. Just clean it up. Clean it up shop. Alright, now we got a group over here. Almost done. Up, rage crashed, small hit. Okay, so now we got our hybrid on cooldown, so gonna be taking a little bit more damage. Probably gonna bust a dull pain, maybe not. I guess I'm like regenerating health. I'm not even pressing anything. I guess that regen stacks up. Alright, I'm gonna dull pain. Let's get up to 3,000 HP, huh? You guys like 3,000 HP? For, ever been a hero with 3,000 HP? It's actually not 3,000, it's 2,775. Let me double check that. 18... Oh, 2,775 right there. About an explosion to your guys' face. Some laser beam eyes. Oh yeah. So, and this type of farm is always, this type of farm is good, honestly. Even if you can only do it on +0. Just do +0, set it to 8-man. No arc villain. And just have a bunch of these guys like this, and then as you're power creeping, right? Start up in the difficulty, +1, +2. Just see how it is, test the water, and aim, if you're rolling a brute, to get your survivability to be able to handle it like that. Really decide how you're going to spend those Imperium merits. I mean, what I found was that if I at least afforded some time to do, you know, the content in the game, such as the ITFs, I was able to get random rolls that had items that I would have been spending the Imperium merits on, because for the Incarnates, 8 Imperium merits and then 30 Imperium merits are the tier 3 and tier 4 hardest ingredient to get for the Incarnates. Now, or you could choose to spend Imperium merits, convert them, 10 of them for 100 reward merits, and then you can start getting your rare IO sets that way. And there's some very important set bonuses that can come out of all of that. So again, it's about that balance, about that efficiency. Fine. I had Siriko's and Mako's Bite fully slotted into my moves pretty soon after I hit 50, just so I could have them. Just because I knew they're not that expensive to get in the beginning, I've since slotted those out and slotted in the purple sets that you get that you'd want to buy. Wow, those guys just scattered. I wonder if I almost killed them right off the bat. Alright. You'll notice also I don't really necessarily utilize burnout too much. It's basically has been going like this. As I've been nearing the essentially the hard cap, 90% smashing resist without unstoppable. I haven't really been using unstoppable that much, and you know, eventually you're not gonna. The only benefit to unstoppable is really access to the resistances that you're missing, so some of the lower ones, you know, outside of psionics. So fire down all the way through, what is it? You've got fire and cold, negative, you know, fire, cold, energy, negative, toxic, and unstoppable. You can see energy, damage, cold damage, resistance to toxic. Also makes all CC not work on you. So there is benefit to it, and I guarantee you I'll be popping it in PvP. So burnout still has relevance. And also in PvE, when I'm doing some of the tougher trials and task force, I'll use burnout because sometimes people pull too much. I've got to just cycle back between things. But yeah, I always have to question things when I go long periods of time where I'm not using it. And there's certainly been some cases like that. I was originally leveling with an extra heal, field medic I believe it is, and I just was never using it, and when I did, it had a really long cast time, so I had to reassess if I wanted to even include that. Alright, here's the glowy. Okay, you can't just randomly touch that. Alright, the whole thing is over then. And I don't know if you can ever get this quest. I don't know if you can get quests back. Don't quote me on that. I heard there's something you can do in Ouroboros to replay stuff, but I don't know if that has anything to do with, you know, finding a farm mission, for example. Alright, nice and easy. I mean, we got the hybrid up. We're good to go. We're just cleaning up shop here. Finishing up. We got a nice little loop-de-loo. We did a little circle around the edges. Maybe missed one pack. Can't be positive on it. Throw a nice little AoE in there. Let's AoE that down. Yeah. Oh yeah. You guys like a little void AoE from the depths of space? The depths of space and time? Alright. Boom. Is there anyone left? Yeah, I feel like I came that way. Oh! Tried to hide it. What's up, guys? Last pack. Alright. And you'll get your pets back right at the very end. Why not? Oh, that means so maybe it's been 15 minutes? Maybe a little bit less. This summon, too, these Banished Pantheon, there's like a little spider guy. Look at this guy. Those guys, they're not messing around. This little spider guy, look at this guy. He's gonna get you. The problem is, though, is that little spider guy, he does so much damage that he takes aggro from me sometimes. Oh, that guy just slashed me with his axe. Look, he already died. That spider just got killed because he took aggro probably from that guy. Oh, man. Or it was a cleave. I can't tell. This big guy's no problem, though. He kind of tanks. Alright. Oh, and is that one enemy left? Yeah. That must have been the last, so that was a pretty good clear. Alright. I'm done. Let's go to Peregrine Island. Alright. Now I want to check the infamy. Okay, so I'm going to go out. Oh, he's over there. Moment of truth. So about 10 million influence. So about 10 million influence it got, maybe a little bit, 9 to 10 million. And for whatever that duration of the run is, and then when you're done, all you gotta do is just select something else. Talk to Latin student. Spicy. Alright, now defeat, yeah, switch back to Battle Maiden, and now you're good to go. Mission's still on +4. Now, I have run into a bug where it put level 50s in there every once in a while, but it's most part it works. Looks like the servers are back, might be kind of permanent. We got some donations going in, so I'll definitely be playing more. Gonna be leveling a stalker alt. I had a stalker alt for PvP. They're a lot of fun. Some spines combined with something else. And I'm thinking about making videos showcasing some of the, just taking my character and going in deeper in some of the places that I've never been to before, and just going spelunking and seeing what's going on, and having some fun. Probably gonna make some content with that, and any other builds I make and come up with for my alts. I'm certainly gonna make some videos for that. So I hope you've enjoyed this quick farm run, something to aim for once you start gearing out your character. You know, my guy right now is up to veteran rank 76. This is just from doing efficient farming, and it's not out of your realm to do. This is definitely not playing all day and every day, and just make sure you optimize your time, you optimize how you can approach your sets, and you know, this is sort of in line with the build that I had previously, and you know, I was just going for the best type of sets that I could find that paired well with how quickly I was putting out. So I wanted those 2 procs from those 2 sets that are coming in on the Haymaker and Punch. Hetacomb is the strongest melee one that I'm gonna put that. I want that recharge time to all powers. Armageddon's the strongest PBAOE one. I was aiming for that for the purples. You got to get those Luck of the Gamblers in there. Those things stack separately. They have to be in separate instances, so 7.5% recharge time. And I'm still slotting in all of my, I'm going to have different sets going in there. So this is just, you can kind of see what I've been up to. Alright guys, thanks for watching the video, and hope you enjoyed it.